Hello world, Wendy from Cali here, back with another mixed Manny chat. With having minions on my thumbs and fireworks on my other fingers, I am ready for something a little less crazy. So we are going to be using from the Color Street Color Play June subscription box, Hot Tropics, the set Tropical Twilight, and these water nail decals with some pretty flowers on them so that I can fulfill one of the Manny Bingo squares, which is to use nail decals. So that is what we are going to be doing today. Hopefully those who are watching had a nice and safe 4th of July. Our family did. It was nice because my mom actually had invited my brother's family and my sister-in-law Carla's kids and her to all dine together at Mr. Chopsticks. And so we had a ton of fun eating a big late lunch, early dinner together before getting our 4th of July festivities going on. Alright, so I need to concentrate really quick because I want to make sure that I am using the same nails across on both hands. So I'm going to cut this in half because I know that this is just a mirror image of each other, and I'm going to focus on getting those on my fingers before we get any further, because knowing me, I will completely lose track of what I did with what, and I don't want that. So this one's going on the pinkies, which is kind of big for the pinkies, I have to say, but it's the smallest one out of all of them, so we're just going to use them. So let's stick them in the water. Just put them in the water really quick and take them back out, and you should be able to slide them off of the paper backing and apply them to your nail. And so we're going to try to do that right now. And let's see here. I know I took the paper back, or the plastic backing off of it already, so it should come off unless I miscalculated and this is not a water nail decal. Oh no, it is. Here we go. So just take it off like that. And I realized that I don't have my trash bin on the counter, so I'm gonna need to do that. So let's, before we get any further on that, alright, let me grab the trash. I am so not prepared for this, am I? It's been like that for the past weekend or so. Like, I have so much stuff going on, so many things I need to take care of, that I am spacing out on what is needed. So, not exactly the best thing on a Sunday when knowing that there's going to be a lot of work to be done this coming Monday, but it is what it is. So at least I know where the trash is. So yes, I found it, but it's been a bit crazy, so yeah. Alright, but look how beautiful that is. And it's right off at the edge the tip right there, which is perfect because I wanted to kind of do really tiny tips. So that is kind of going to encourage me to do the tiny tips. And this trash thing is so full because my nieces, I did their nails on the 4th of July. And they stuffed it full of trash, of course. And I didn't get a chance to clean it out yet. So let me just take it all out and throw it in a normal trash bin. There we go. Alright. That'll take care of that. Alright, so let's match the pinky here on the other side. But yes, it was really nice to have the 4th of July off of work. Not thinking of any work. It was all about spending time with family, having amazing food, and lots of fun. So Panda Bear had purchased fireworks here in the San Gabriel Valley. You can actually use fireworks on the 4th of July that are legal ones you can buy at the stands. And so before doing that, after we had eaten as a family at Mr. Chopsticks, the Rents mom and pops went home, but my brother Tony and his family came over to Carla's house so that we can kind of spend some time and just hang out for a bit. And we were gonna all do fireworks together, but my brother Tony had work the next day, so he didn't want to stay too late since it's kind of a long trek back to the San Diego area. So what we did do though was that my nieces and my little nephew Maximus all had fun making slime with Auntie. And then I did all of my niece's nails with Light Show, which is a very patriotic set that Color Street came out with this year. And we had a lot of fun just doing nails and making slime. But shortly after that, my brother and his family had to head home. And so we waited till it got a little darker, like for the sun to like start setting, before we started playing with the fireworks. And it was a lot of fun. We had weird happenings though down the street, because towards the end of the evening, the sheriffs had shown up on our street. There were 5 sheriff cars that kind of showed up on the street, blocked the street, and I guess it was like a domestic violence issue or something. I didn't stay outside. Like, I get real nervous when like police or sheriffs or fire trucks, ambulance, all of that, when those start showing up, I tend to slink into the house, hang out with the kids, be away from the crazy action is what I would do. But Panda Bear and Carla, Mama Carla, and Benjamin all stayed outside to kind of see what was happening there. So after a long while, I guess they had arrested one of the neighbors down the street, who I guess was still in his underwear. He wasn't like fully dressed, but he got arrested, and finally the sheriff cars disappeared from our block. But yeah, crazy happenings on the 4th of July. But that was the craziness on the 4th. And then on the 5th, I had taken the 5th off of work because we were going to take the kids to go see Despicable Me 4, and I wanted to make sure that I wasn't distracted by trying to finish work early enough to be able to take the kiddos to the movies. And this time around, it was Mama Carla and the kiddos, Panda Bear and myself, and also the girls' BFF, Allison, and her pop and grandma. All together to watch the movie. So yeah. We, at the Universal City Walk Theater, AMC Theater, you literally, like, if you have that many people with you, could purchase seats, and it literally feels like you have your own private, like, balcony or private box seats for the movie. So it was pretty cool. Very fancy. Definitely a different experience than I'm used to as far as going to the theater, and it was nice. And the movie, I won't like spoil it for anyone who will be watching it, but very entertaining. So if you're a fan of Despicable Me and the Minions, you'll likely enjoy Despicable Me 4. And I'll just leave it at that, because I do have my opinions on the movie compared to Inside Out 2, which we had seen a couple weeks back. But I don't want to cloud anyone's opinion when they watch the movie. So yeah. But I'll just say it was very enjoyable. And before we headed to the theaters, first we did some grocery shopping so that Mama Carla and the kiddos had food for the weekend, but also Panda Bear made it into a date day, so we got to go eat at Lala's Argentinian cuisine. There's a location in Studio City apparently, and I had the most delicious empanadas. I am such a sucker for empanadas. I absolutely love empanadas. So yeah, I was so happy when Panda Bear was like, oh yeah, let's go get Lala's. I'm like, heck yeah. So really delicious meal before going to the movies. So needless to say, I did not need any popcorn at the movie theaters, but I did have an icy. It was a very warm day, and that icy did the trick as far as keeping cool. But yeah, so that was Friday, and then yesterday was Saturday, and we just spent time. I did a bunch of work, so because I took Friday off, I knew that in order for me to not have a crazy Monday, I needed to get some work done. So in the wee hours of the morning, I did some work, and then we went to Carla's. My mom from Mr. Chopsticks had taken home the steamed rice because none of us had eaten it, and she made her fried rice, which is the best fried rice. I mean, all of my friends, when I was going to like high school, junior high, and all of that, like even my brother's friends, I don't know about my sister's friends, but all of my friends and my brother's friends were always over at our house and waiting, anticipating for when my mom will make her fried rice, because it is like the best fried rice. I may be biased, yeah, but having, other folks that have had my mom's fried rice say the same thing, I'm pretty sure that it's an accurate description. Her fried rice is the best. So So yeah, stand by it. But she made fried rice for us to take to Carla's so we can all enjoy together. And so that is what we did. We had fried rice. But before that, so Panda Bear dropped me off and he was going to take Pops to a doctor's appointment and dropped me off. I spent time with the girls doing their nails again. I had purchased, so Kelly Marissa is a YouTuber that I watch who does a lot of reviews on different nail polishes and all that good stuff. And she had recently reviewed this polish from Azure Beauty from Amazon that was relatively inexpensive, and so I was like, dude, I need to purchase that. That's really cool. And so I purchased that and I brought that over to Carla's yesterday and did the girls' nails and my nails with it. And it dried really quickly, which was amazing. You always love a polish that dries quickly when you're using it on kids. And overall, not bad for the price. I had done my nails with a magnetic polish that was a neutral color, and it was really easy to apply. Was nice after only 2 coats. And so I wore that all of yesterday. Just took it off today, anticipating doing my nails today. But yeah, I can't wait to use that polish again later on, especially trying the pinks that were used on the girls. I didn't use the pinks yesterday because I didn't have really a lot of time to perfect applying the polish. And usually with colors that are very vibrant like that, I like to take my time to apply versus like using a neutral polish. I can do it like super quick and just like lay it down and like be done with it, which is why I used that neutral magnetic polish yesterday. So yeah, I love the subtleness of these flowers. Definitely will need a top coat over all of it once done, but they're very subtle and easy to apply. So easy to apply is always a good thing when it comes to nail decals, because if it's hard to apply, it's not worth the time and effort, in my opinion. Obviously, those that have more patience than I might have a different opinion on that, but for me, it needs to be easy. Whoop! Just plopped it in there. Alright. There we go. But yeah, the girls and I are super excited. So Disney has come out with, or they will come out with next week, the Descendants 4 movie, The Rise of Red, and we're all very excited for that to occur. I have to figure out what I'm gonna do as far as nails are concerned to honor the occasion of that movie coming out on streaming. It actually comes out on streaming on Friday, but I have work. So I told the girls, you know, you don't have to wait for Auntie. You could totally watch it without Auntie, but just know on Saturday when we come over to visit, that is exactly what Auntie's going to want to watch. So you're going to have to rewatch it. And they were like, yeah. And so that's likely what's going to happen, because they're real excited. They've been asking, when is it going to come out? When is it going to come out? And it's finally here, the week of. So I'm excited. But I need to find some cool coloring pages. for us to do on Saturday, and I want to do our nails kind of in honor of red. I'm thinking a very Alice in Wonderland, Queen of Hearts, like cards type theme would be really cool. Something with a pocket watch, perhaps, to honor their little time travel watch or whatever that they've got going on that I've seen in the previews. So yeah, stay tuned for that, because I likely will do my nails that Saturday morning before going over to Mama Carla's house, so that I have an idea of what I want to do with my nails, so that I can do the girls' nails too in similar fashion if they want. Amalika always wants her nails done. Lilith depends on her mood, but she typically likes to just get her nails done and then she anxiously peels it all off, and so I have to be comfortable with sort of wasting the Color Street nails, which is mostly why I use like the leftovers on them versus using a brand new set on them, because the only one that really allows the nails to sit on for like a full week or whatever is my niece Lorelai. I mean, Amalika will also let it stay on for a bit, but she's much more rougher with her hands, so naturally that will result in the nails coming off sooner than later. But here we are. We've got these laid down. I wish this one would have been laid down a little bit further down, but I can't move it anymore. But that's okay, because we're going to do tiny, tiny, tiny tips with Tropical Twilight. So let's get to it. And then we will top it off with, I want to use a top coat that's got a little bit of glitter to it. So I'll likely pull out my, actually I might, yeah, probably one of the holographic ones, or maybe one of Stacy's, yes, actually, let's do that. Stacy's Sparkle Sauce will look awesome. Now, do we do a complementary color, or do we do tone on tone color? Because if we do purple, it'll kind of go with the colors, but if we use this one, it'll be kind of like a contrast in the colors. We'll see. Let's start off with putting the tips on. Let's do the easy part first. So I want to do the tiniest tips. Okay. Right on the edge right there. Stretch it out, lay it down. This is where having a nail file will be helpful, because if you try to peel it off, you're likely going to rip, since it's such a little bit that's along the space right there. It's easier to file it first and then peel it off. Go. I mean, that is amazing. Yes. The question is, yellow or purple? While we continue doing the rest of our nails, we'll keep pondering that. Alright, so let's do the other hand. I can't remember what the next Color Street Color Play box in July, what the theme was, but it should be shipping out any day now. I know we had the Independence Day, US Independence Day holiday, as well as Canada Day on Monday, which I don't know if that affects like our mail, but I don't know if the subscription boxes have been shipped yet. I don't think I've gotten my email that says that it's shipped out, but could be any day now. So I'm excited to see what kind of sets will be included in that one. Ugh, this feels very spring-like, but I still love it. So yeah, sometimes the heat calls for a mani that's not so in your face, a more delicate looking mani. Okay, so that one is the right size. Let's get that down. Does feel like kind of a waste to waste so much of the color and just use the teeniest of the tips, but that's usually what you have to deal with Color Street. You have to be okay with letting it go because there's really no easy way to like save that once you use the teeniest of the tips. You could possibly do like the penny trick or use a hole punch to cut out the little strips using one of the strips only. But again, that's a lot of work. So if you are patient enough to do that, great. For me, I'd rather just waste the extra. Yeah. This Tropical Twilight was also a color that was in the sub box that I was like, I don't really understand how that kind of fits with the rest of the theme. It felt very out of place to me. And so I knew that when I was going to come to use it, I was going to use it by itself, because to me it didn't really make a lot of sense with the rest of the sets that came in that sub box. But yeah, it is looking very pretty on its own. So I will give Color Street that. But yeah, trying to get it right on the edge right there to make the tiniest little tips to cover the whites of my nails. And since my nails are super short right now, the whites of my nails are like very small, very little surface. So it's perfect. It kind of works as a guide for my little tiny tips. Or if you are part of Stacy's Sassy Crew VIP group in Facebook, and you know Carrie Pine, she is the one who does an amazing job with the tiny tips. So anytime we see anyone with tiny tips, we think of Carrie Pine, KP. So not quite ready to do that bingo square as of yet, but eventually this is good practice for the tiny tips. It's not as tiny as Carrie Pine does it, so I still need to practice a bit more to get them tinier than that, but we'll get there. We will get there. Alright, I think, yeah, this one's too big. Save those for later. So this one right here will be for my middle fingers. Just wrap it right there. Oh, this one's still a little big too, but that's okay. We got it. Yeah, today it's all about getting laundry done. I did make, so when we went grocery shopping on Friday, we were shopping at Kroger, Ralph's, and there was a free box of Fruity Pebbles. And Panda Bear was like, well, the kids don't really care for Fruity Pebbles, and you're not really eating cereal right now. We don't really need to get it just because it's free. And I was like, well, you know, I could do something with it. And so bought some mini marshmallows for melting, and I made with some leftover Rice Krispies that we had from a while back when I was craving homemade Rice Krispie treats. I made Fruity Pebble treats mixed with some Rice Krispies, because Fruity Pebbles and marshmallows together just sounds way too sweet. So I did kind of a hybrid Rice Krispies, Fruity Pebbles treats, which I will be bringing to work tomorrow to share with my co-workers. So whoever's at work tomorrow at the office will get to enjoy a nice sweet treat for the day, as if they didn't have enough treats from the holiday, but that's okay. Sometimes it's just nice to have a sweet treat to get your work day going. But yeah. So because it was 4th of July week this week, the workout classes that I typically take had a different schedule because of the 4th of July. My groove hip hop class was not available 4th of July because that's usually on Thursday nights, and because everybody's busy with fireworks and stuff like that for the 4th of July evening, that class was canceled, or not in session, I should say. But Alfred, who I take my cardio kickboxing classes on Tuesdays with, he was teaching a mixed class of toning and Zumba on Thursday morning. And on Wednesday evening, he was also going to do, he was subbing for Orlando and Tatiana for the Zumba class. And so I took 3 classes in a row this week. I had the cardio kickboxing on Tuesday, and then I took the Zumba class on Wednesday, and then I also took the 4th of July class in the morning on Thursday. So needless to say, my whole body's screaming at me, taking 3 classes in a row instead of spacing it out. I usually take a Tuesday class, a Thursday class, and then a Friday class. So it's kind of spaced out a little bit. But yeah, my body's like, why? And I've been so like super sleepy from the heat. I'm sure the heat does not help with feeling sleepy. But yeah, so this weekend was all about recovering from 3 workout classes, which is so weird because when you take 3 workout classes and you space it out Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, like my body at least doesn't scream at me as much as it has screamed at me this week. So not quite sure what that's about, but here we go. And we've got our thumbs. Put these away, seal those up. Do I want to use, let's see, I can use one of these for a nail stick. Use a smaller one. No, let's use the bigger one for a nail stick for Tropical Twilight here. Alright, since it's a dual-ended French tip, we will put it down that way. So this is Tropical Twilight. place it down like that. There we go. Keep that for reference of using this set. Alright, last but not least, the thumbs, and then we've got to add our sparkle sauce, which I still haven't decided yet, but by the time I lay these down, I will have a decision made as to what color. Oh, that's really thick. Oh well, we're going with it. That's one thing as far as doing French tips on my own nails, that I can never get them exactly the same width. So you see how this one's like super thin, but then it goes thicker. I can't get them all the same size. I just don't know how those folks that can get them to look the same, like, I don't know how they do it. They must have a lot of practice, but it's okay. It still looks very pretty with the flowers. Yeah, this one's gonna get covered a little bit because I pulled it up too high, but it's okay. Yeah, it's way off center and stuff like that. It's okay. We're only going to have this for like less than a week, so no worries. I guess if I really wanted to, I can remove it all and use another one of the flowers and do it over. But I want to save the flowers for another time, because I can totally do another set of those flowers with a different tip color. So we're not going to do that. Okay, so there it is right there. Our finished look. Now, do we use Sunshine and Sass or Purple People Eater? I feel like I want to use Sunshine and Sass, or I could do both, which, let's lay down Sunshine and Sass first and see how we feel about that. Yeah, see, that contrast in color looks really pretty to me. But then again, if we add a purple layer to that, it might look really nice. Like another dimension of color to be added to the mix. Alright, I don't want the orange to distract from the flower itself, so I gotta kind of maneuver it so that it's not laying on the flower so much. Oh, I got it on my fingers. Yeah, see, that looks fun. Oh, this one though. Gotta get you off. There we go. Yeah, I messed this one up real bad. I messed that up real bad. Okay, that's fine. We'll wait till it dries, and then we're gonna put a purple layer on top too, I think. Not used to using regular polish as much anymore. Used to my color street a lot more than I am with the other polishes. As you can tell, a little rusty. Although doing it on my nieces, so much easier than doing it on my own self. Ever since Memorial Day, the days of the week for work and holidays have just been kind of flying by. I don't know if everyone else has that same feeling. For my workplace, I have that because this is like our busiest season of all is during the summertime. And so it's usually there's not enough time in a work week to get things done, and oftentimes there's a lot of weekend prep work that I have to complete in order to ensure that our scheduled projects go out on time. And so yeah, it's like I am married to work, is how it feels sometimes. And poor Panda and my family have to deal with crazy, anxiety-ridden Wendy during those times. So I feel bad for them. But so far, so good. The anxiety has not completely, like, gone overboard. But, yeah. It's just hard to manage sometimes, especially when you get surprises with coworkers and or employees going out unexpectedly. That also kind of throws a new issue to have to manage and work around. And so yeah, I'm surprised my anxiety has not put me over the edge just yet. But we're only at the beginning of July, so I just need to do better at making sure I find that balance and don't let... I have to take it all a day at a time, basically. Don't let the amount of work overwhelm me, and know that you can only get so much done in a day. You can't force like 10 tasks to be done in one day when it's supposed to be spaced out a few days, especially when it's supposed to be done by more than one person. Yeah, so I have to learn to accept that I am only one person and I can only do so much in one day. But this, folks, is the final look. It's very abstract looking with the added glitter to it, which is really cool. And can't wait till this all dries so that I can do a little bit of cleanup work and then take a nail-fee and post this video. So if you have watched this whole thing through, congrats, you made it to the end. If you've made it to the end, let's have you put a sunshine emoji in the comments, because it's so bloomin' hot here in Southern California, and we're just trying to beat the heat. So sunshine emoji, and we'll see you all next time. Peace.